Welcome back, Shalligators. Today we are talking about a pop phenomenon who is quickly rising to the top of my list of people who I find unsavory and undesirable. Chappell Roan. Yeah, I don't know. Not about her anymore. Nope. Very talented, but also seemingly extremely ungrateful or ill-equipped to handle the pressures of fame. I will tell you why this is bullshit. I will tell you why I don't think she has a leg to stand on in terms of spiraling about her sudden fame. I don't think so. I'm gonna break down all the things she's been saying and doing lately. Read some of your guys' comments about her because they're pretty varied. Some of you guys are very much in her corner, and a lot of you guys like sell crazy somewhere else. And we're gonna talk about how this relates to us cultivating gratitude, because it's something we hear all the time. Gratitude, yeah. But when the going gets tough, gratitude seems like just the tallest mountain to climb imaginable. How do you stop looking at yourself like a victim and start looking at yourself like a victor? Like victory, not like a guy named Victor. Unless you know a really hot Victor, then yeah, see what he's all about. Okay, but before we get started, speaking of gratitude, this is the perfect time to tell you about one of my best friend, Jamie Hess's podcast called Gratitudeology. I have known Jamie for probably 15 years. We go way back to like our magazine editor and PR chick days in New York City. She's pivoted now. She's a fitness and wellness influencer, and she has a really amazing podcast called Gratitudeology, where she talks about the science of cultivating gratitude in your body, in your heart, and your mind. She interviews people who have maybe like an unusual journey to a place of gratitude. It's always just something that I listen to that's very uplifting. I think it's great. She does a great job with it. She's got a really soothing voice. I'm going to hold up a little sign. It matches my outfit. I didn't know that. Yeah, new episodes every Monday, every place you can find podcasts. Of course, it's free. For podcasts that aren't free, girl, get out of here. So yeah, check her out and follow her on Instagram at NYCFitFam. If you're also interested in trying to become an influencer, she has a really amazing masterclass in how to get brand deals. Yeah, so check that out. Also, if you guys are following along on my Instagram, you know I am probably in Italy right now hosting another Shalligator getaway we've done. This is our second this year. We just came back from the Amalfi Coast in Rome. Now this is Rome, Tuscany, Florence, and I'm planning at least 5 trips for next year, but I want to keep you guys in the loop. These are going to be small groups, very elite. Not everybody's going to be able to hang with us. And I don't want these to sell out and not give you an opportunity to come. So enter your email address, click the link down below to enter your email address to stay updated on all of my trips, because one or maybe 2 are going to launch within the next month. And I want to keep you guys posted. No spam. I'm never going to spam you. Like I always say, I don't know how, and it's a dick move. So I'm not going to do that. Super rude. Speaking of rude, Chappell Roan. She kind of came out of nowhere, but she didn't. All right, let's act like she came out of nowhere. She's got this album called The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, I think. Aren't we watching that in real time? That seems to be exactly what's happening. She went from this like really interesting sort of Gaga-esque like performer, very like, she's in drag, she's in these crazy costumes, she's got very like punchy, sassy, vibey lyrics. Yeah, she just kind of burst on the scene. She's burning bright and she's burning out. It seems like every time I turn around, she is saying something that makes her appear impossibly less likable and entitled and disconnected. And more than anything, the word that keeps coming up is ungrateful. Ungrateful. I want to say up front about Chappell Roan, I should put this at the end. It's like the gag is, I'm putting this right up front because I want you to keep this in mind as we talk about her. This girl, she's 26 years old. This woman, she's a woman, 26 years old. She signed a record deal. Do you know when she signed a record deal? She was 17. 17. Why is this significant? Girl, you cannot act like you don't understand the music business. You've had almost a decade to observe, to try, to follow someone on tour, to help out in the studio, to witness what fame is like from the inside, observing some other pop star that you're close to. You also didn't like blow up from SoundCloud. You went on tour with Olivia Rodrigo, the other enormous pop star next to like Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift probably. So I say this because Chapel is trying to sell us all on this idea that like, oh, my life has just changed so much. I'm overnight famous and I just couldn't predict this. Then you are a very stupid girl. I'm sorry. You've been in an industry for 10 years seeking this precise outcome, this precise scenario. And in those 9 years, you didn't bother to get out your little notebook and take a few notes called The Realities of Being a Famous Pop Star. I have been a professional full-time influencer for 5 years. And you know what? I know this business inside and out. Yeah, it evolves. There's always something new. There's new challenges. That's what makes it amazing. But I couldn't be like, oh, people are going to say things on the internet. That's kind of the whole deal. That's kind of the whole deal. Someone's going to come up to me at the airport when I look stupid and say hi. I hope so. By the way, if you ever see me in public, please come up and say hi. I am a delight. I'm a hugger. If you're not into that, then don't come up to me. I totally get it. I will be the one to be like, can we take a picture? Why would you ever respond in another way? But this seems to be, okay, so there's a bunch of things that Chapel has been complaining about. First of all, she led with saying that she's been diagnosed with severe depression. Anyone who leads with their health woe, don't trust them. I don't fucking trust them. You know what video's coming? Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, her 3 big health diagnoses, which are like 3 fucking nothing burgers. And Ellen DeGeneres is a psychopath. I don't mean that hyperbolically. I mean that clinically. That woman checks every box of a psychopath. And there's something manipulative people love. It's pity. It's very useful. So Chapel, this is what she had to say about her diagnosis. First of all, anyone who uses the term, I have been diagnosed, I have a diagnosis, run. Everything they say after that is designed to manipulate you. Run. I'm in therapy twice a week. I went to a psychiatrist last week because I was like, I don't know what's going on. She diagnosed me with severe depression, which I didn't think I had because I'm not actually sad, but I have every symptom of someone who's severely depressed. She said she has brain fog, forgetfulness, poor focus, and a very lackluster viewpoint. That also sounds like fatigue. That sounds like just plain, I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm kind of run down. Like A is B, B is not always A. Do you know what I mean? I think it's interesting. She's in therapy twice a week, but only last week was she diagnosed after seeing someone once, they diagnosed her with not just depression, severe depression. I believe a true diagnosis takes a few visits. You could be having an off day. The therapist could be missing something. You could be over-reporting certain things. You could be under-reporting other things. You need a total view of this person, and that can take some time. But people who are using these things as a card to play for pity and manipulation, well, they don't want to give it time. Because the more time they would give a doctor to evaluate them accurately, that might not work out for their aims, which is not actually to feel better. It is to manipulate people around them. You know I'm always right. I'm sorry. I'm wrong mostly about the people I date, but I am almost always right when I call these celebrities the way that I see them because I can look at them from that 30,000 mile up viewpoint and say, I see who you are in totality. You know I'm right. She said this about her diagnosis. I think it's because my whole life has changed. Everything that I really love to do now comes with baggage. If I want to go thrifting, I have to book security and prepare myself that this is not going to be normal. Going to the park? Why are you going to a park? Pilates, yoga? How do I do this in a safe way when I'm not going to be stalked or harassed? This is what Chappell Roan looks like without makeup. She looks like any person working at Barnes & Noble. I would never look at her on the street, just walk by her and be like, oh my God, it's Chappell Roan. And I have a lot of trouble believing that many people know who you are. Like they know your music, but she's always in so much like drag makeup and costume. I couldn't pick her out of a fucking lineup. She could be in my house right now. I don't think I'd notice. Like, cut it out. There are some celebrities out there. You know, I used to work for Celebrity Magazine. I've interviewed a million of them. You look at them, and even if you don't know who they are, you know that they're somebody. you know that there's somebody. Like there should be a Shazam for people. That'd be actually really horrible if you're like, oh, there's their address. Like, that'd be horrible. But like you would look at someone like Margot Robbie or, you know, like, yeah, Lady Gaga or something. You're like, I don't know who she is, but that's a somebody. Conversely, there's some people that you would look at and be like, huh, I would, if I didn't know who they were, I wouldn't know who they were. Adele. Like Adele, Jason Aldean. I'd be like, yeah, you're just like a person. I believe Chappell ROAN falls into that category. Like Sabrina Carpenter has this energy that comes off her. She is an animal. Like she's this panther. Like there's something about her. She's got a star quality. Olivia Rodrigo, I bet I could see her at the mall and she'd walk right by me. All I'm saying is, Chappell, I really don't believe you're getting swarmed in the way that you're saying that you are. But you know what? Let's say that you are. Let's take that back to the original point of what have you been doing for the last 9 years in this industry, if not observing? You have had nothing but time to consider what actually are you chasing. And listen, a lot of us get caught up in this. It's that classic quote, I'm like a dog chasing a car. What would I do if I actually caught it? And we do this a lot in dating. We like this guy. We like this guy. Oh my God, I like this guy. Usually we like him because we can't have him. And if he turned around with a ring, we'd be like, oh my God. Ew. We would be done with him within a week. Our career, though, I think most of us have our head out of our asses enough to be like, yeah, I want this. And if we don't, if we truly are like, I didn't know it was going to be like this, that's because we didn't have the front row seat to observe this from the inside the way that she does. I couldn't be like, I didn't know it was going to be like this to be an influencer. If all my friends were influencers, I had some sort of influencer deal. I was every single day telling people I want to be an influencer. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Either you are remarkably unobservant or you're just kind of a brat. You're just kind of a brat. And you wanted all of the amazing things about fame, the power, the money, the flexibility, but none of the downsides. This is not how anything on planet Earth works. I know because I have the job that everyone wants because they think there is no downside to this job. And I'm not going to sit here and trash being an influencer. It's amazing. I've always said it's the coolest job I've ever had, but it is the hardest. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And so I keep my complaints very minimal. You know who I am never complaining about? The Shalligators. Never. That's like why I'm here. I don't complain about having to make the videos. This is what I love to do. I complain about like the invoices, you know, like Reddit, like that stuff. But not Chappell. Let's hear what she has to say about her fans. I'm very turned off by the celebrity of it all. Okay. They think her fans are not really here for a lot of this that she's saying. They think I'm complaining about my success. I'm complaining about being abused. Every time I walk through my front door, it just comes out of me. I can't even help it. I just start sobbing and either being so angry at myself for choosing this path, or I'm grieving how the curiosity and pure wonder I had about the world is somewhat taken away from me. She posted something else because she literally cannot shut the fuck up about this. Like I said, every time I turn around, she's coming out with something that alienates her from her audience more and more. For the past 10 years, I've been going nonstop to build my project. And it's come to the point I need to draw lines and set boundaries. Manipulative people love to announce when they're setting boundaries. Strong people don't have to announce it. They just do it. I want to be an artist for a very long time. I've been in too many non-consensual physical and social interactions. Here's another red flag of a lunatic. They're using these buzzwords like consensual, non-consensual. Are we surprised that she's part of the LGBTQIA no smoking sign / Russian symbol for elevator fucking alphabet soup? Are we surprised she's part of this group? I'm sorry, but I'm not. This is exactly from their playbook. Victim, victim, victim. I am a victim. You're a victim of what? Success? Sit the fuck down. Some people are victims of, I don't know, like bus explosions or tsunamis or wells that don't have any more water in them, or their limbs got blown off. I just need to lay it out and remind you, women don't owe you shit. Don't bring us into that. Girl, stop. I chose this career path because I love music and honoring my inner child. I do not accept harassment of any kind because I chose this path, nor do I deserve it. That sentence is all over the fucking place. Here's what I love. Here's what I love. When I'm on stage, when I'm performing, I'm in drag, I'm at a work event, I'm doing press, I am at work. Mistake number one. Well, this is like mistake number 50,000 at this point. Don't break the fourth wall, girl. People, you're cultivating, yeah, when I'm in drag, when I'm in costume, I'm on stage, like I'm creating this fantasy, right? You to step out of that and be like, I'm at work. You're shitting on people who work at like Quiznos. They work at Starbucks at the airport and they're like, oh, you're at work. I'm at work, okay? I'm hauling garbage, but you're at work. Of course, I'm at work right now too. I don't think of it like that. I don't speak of it in those terms. It's disruptive to this entire magical bubble we're creating together. It's gross and it's tacky. And again, it just pushes you and your audience further apart. Maybe she's saying this to be relatable. It ain't. She doesn't, I bet she'll be like, I'm autistic. Buckle up. She's going to say she's autistic. Has she already? When everyone's like, you're gross and deeply unlikable, she's going to be like, oh, no, nuh-uh, I'm merely autistic. You can be very unlikable and be autistic, okay? You can be unlikable in a wheelchair. You can be unlikable in Korean. You can be unlikable and be a blonde YouTuber. It's really, yeah, none of these things are mutually exclusive. I'm at work. Any other circumstance, I am not in work mode. I am clocked out. I don't agree with the notion that I owe a mutual exchange of energy. What are you talking about? What are these phrases? It's like lib chat GPT wrote this shit. I don't owe exchange of energy, time, or attention to people I do not know, do not trust, or who creep me out just because they're expressing admiration. I can't imagine saying this. I cannot imagine saying this about the people who are supporting me and paying my bills. I cannot. It's not because, oh, that's a bad PR move. It's because I would never organically feel this way. If you have to put your boundaries out there, you are being so demonstrative with talking about your boundaries because you know you actually can't uphold them from within. Oh yes, I can. I can be a bitch to people. That's not, that actually is not strength, that's weakness. Strong people can be gracious. They can defer. They can hire security so that someone else is running interference. A giant man is running interference and you can be gracious. You know how I know that's possible? I worked in celebrity journalism. I met a billion celebrities and the ones who could not seem to master that graciousness, gone. Julianne Hough, anyone? Yeah. Taylor Swift, on the other hand, incredibly gracious. She let her publicist, her management, all these other people run interference so that she could be the gracious, smiling one. All right. Women do not owe you a reason why they don't want to be touched or talked to. Again, don't bring women into this. This isn't a woman issue. People aren't coming up to you because you're so undeniably attractive that you can't brush them off. You're not Margot Robbie. All right. And I said on my Instagram, Chapell strikes me. She's like the reverse. She's like the bizarro world Sydney Sweeney. Like Chapell is super talented, incredibly ungrateful. Sydney seems very sweet, delighted, gracious, poised. Same with Margot Robbie. Margot's incredibly talented. Sydney, you know. But that's the thing. We forgive her, mostly for the tits. Let's be honest. Her tits are amazing. We forgive her for maybe not being the next Meryl Streep because she just seems sweet. She seems sweet and like happy to be here. She's always talking about lakes. That's like her whole personality. I love lakes. Also, do you think that her and her fiance broke up? I keep reading interviews with her. Like I went down this rabbit hole. Sorry for the side thing. When she's always talking about like us living at the lake house, she's always talking about her dog. She is never referring to the man she is allegedly going to marry. I think it's kind of weird. Right? I don't know. We can dive into this. So yeah, Chapel, like, this is a you thing. This isn't a woman. This isn't a woman thing. Stop. You can say celebrities don't know you, but don't act like, oh, this is a, right, girls? Right? We're all in this together. Be like, no, if I was an international pop star and I'd worked, like you said, a decade to get this off the ground, I would be a little bit more magnanimous and a little less twatty. This has nothing to do with my gratitude and love I feel for my community. For the people who respect my boundaries, stop saying that word, and for the love I feel from every person who lifts me up and is stuck with me to help get the project to where it is now. Again, I'm specifically talking about predatory behavior disguised as superfan behavior. You have superfans? Okay. That has become normalized because of the way women are well known to have been treated in the past. Stop. Please do not assume you know a lot about someone's life, personality, and boundaries because you are familiar with them or their work online. God, she's still going. So if you're still asking, well, if you didn't want this to happen, then why did you choose a career where you knew you wouldn't be comfortable with the outcome of the success? She's got a little self-awareness. Understand this. That's what she said. I embrace the success of the project, the love I feel, and the gratitude I have. What I do not accept are creepy people being touched and being followed. She just sounds so cunty. I'm sorry, I don't know another word for she sounds so cunty. There is a way to express this, and I feel like she's good at expressing herself, given that's what she does for a living. I feel like there's a way to express this, run it through ChatGPT if you need to, that is softer and less alienating. And you might say, Shallon, if it was a man, you wouldn't tell him he needs to be softer. I actually absolutely would, because you know who a man's audience is? Women. You know who's Chapel's audience? Women. Don't fucking talk to me like this. Understand this, sweetheart. Good luck. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. If this is how she treats fans, if this is how she is forward-facing, what is this person like behind the scenes? With the sound engineer, with the mic guy. Don't touch me like that. You're groping me. Where's the consent? It's like, I'm just trying to mic you up for the Today Show, sweetheart. Like, what is she like with craft services? With her PR agent, with a brand deal? You are supposed to be your best self with your fans. They're supporting you and they just love you. They actually don't want anything from you. Maybe once in a while they want a picture. Take a fucking picture. Take a fucking picture. Or yeah, hire security. Or don't go thrifting. Get bed bugs another way. My God. Oh, now she's comparing this to rape. This is like saying if a woman wears a short skirt, she deserves it. It isn't. It isn't, girl. Please stop touching me. Please stop being weird to my family and friends. Please stop assuming things about me. There's always more to the story. I am scared and tired. And please, this is what I love. Don't call me Kylie. That's her name. That's her name. I feel more love than I ever have in my life. I feel the most unsafe I have ever felt in my life. Again, this is 10 fucking slides. Oh, and she turned off comments. I'm not looking for anyone's response. I know that. You're a tyrant. You're looking to monologue at people. Guess who else monologues? Me. I still keep my comments on, sweetheart, because I'm strong. And because when I have a boundary, I don't need to blab it all over the internet. I just have it. Okay? I just literally just have it. And you know what a boundary enforcement can look like? Non-engagement. It can look like non-engagement. And maybe that's what she's trying to say. That she's like, hey, I'm not going to be engaging with people. Again, there's a way to say that in not 10 slides on Instagram, but just be like, you know what? I've been going through some things. I'm just not going to be doing autographs anymore. Like, there is a way to say that is so, I just feel like more diplomatic. That is more, yeah, isn't so off-putting. She said in her caption, if you see me as a bitch or ungrateful, or this upsets you, baby, that's you. You got to look inward and ask yourself, wait, why am I so upset by this? Why is a girl expressing her fears and boundaries so infuriating? You know what? I'm so glad you asked. Thank you. So glad you asked. You know why? Because some people would kill to be in your shoes, dude. That's why. People would kill to be in mine. I used to be one of them. I would have given anything for this life that I have now. And when I'm like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You are so blessed. Yes, you have problems. Of course, every job comes with its downside. I have no doubt that if Chappell Roan worked at Chick-fil-A, she would be putting out almost these exact same statements with a few different verbs. My boundaries? Don't ask me for more ice. My boundaries? She'd be playing the gay card or whatever she is. I don't give a shit, okay? She is this person everywhere she goes. This is absolutely not a byproduct of fame. And here we come to the overall point of this video. Oh, and by the way, now she's canceled 2 tour stops. I've been pressured to prioritize many things. That's called a job. That's called being an adult. I don't know if you know this. Some people have they have a job. And you know what else they have? This is gonna blow your mind, Chapel. This is gonna blow your mind, Chapel. Do you know what else they have in addition to a high-powered job? Because there's other ones outside of your job. There's other jobs that are a lot of pressure. They have families. No, like kids. Yeah, a husband or a wife or whatever it is you would date, an umbrella stand. I don't care, okay? They have, they're athletes, they have hobbies, they volunteer. Do you want to say that word a few times yourself? Volunteer. They give back. That's another way you can say it. Try putting those 2 words together. Give back. What? It's called being an adult. There's pressure to prioritize things. Okay. And she said, I need to prioritize my health, so I'm skipping to that. Your health. Yeah. Some people also have health issues. Oh, I know. Your mind is just like, wow, it's blown right now. Yeah. People have a job, and they have a family, and that give back thing that I just mentioned, just write that down in case you need to look it up later. And on top of that, they will have actual health issues, not ones they made up. They have cancer, or their bones have broken. They broke something. They got in a car accident. Yeah. And you know what they get to take off? Nothing. Nothing. They don't get to issue press releases. They don't have 5 million people on Instagram supporting them. They have to pay their bills. Yeah. Reminding myself of this helps me dial down my Chappell Roan victim bitch narrative. Because you know what the antidote to that victim narrative is? Shame. Shame. And this is the thing with shame. I will be honest with you, I don't feel a lot of shame. I don't really feel guilt, and I don't really feel shame because I don't like it. And I have, I think I felt it a few times when I was a kid. I was like, I never want to feel this again. No, thanks. I'm also just not wired for it. It's just not, it's not really in my coding. It's not in my software coding. A lot of people are coded to feel a lot of shame. Catholics, right? I'm just not. Or if people try to code me like that, I'm like, oof, you're sprinkling seeds on concrete. Go to that girl, Mary Clarence over there, and sprinkle those guilt seeds on her. You're gonna find fertile ground. Not me. The antidote to that victim narrative, when I'm like, it's shame. But the secret to shame, I always say, you just need a little eyedropper full. You don't need an ocean of it. You don't need to swallow it and just hate yourself and I'm a piece of shit. No. You just need that reality check. If you're in the Shallontrage, you have been, and you've been there for, I don't know, this year, for 2024, you remember when I started volunteering. I volunteer 2 or 3 times a week at the local, it's a restaurant run by the food bank in my county, and it's like a free restaurant. And you would never know it's not like a restaurant. I mean, it is. And I go and I will serve food, or I will prepare food, I will plate the food. But what I actually like to do is I wash dishes. Yeah, I'm back there in my gloves. This is why I'm stupid. I pay money to have someone clean my house and do my dishes so that I have more free time to go wash dishes in a commercial kitchen. The big machines, I'm running them through. I love it and I hate it. It's like my penance for getting into my little victim narratives. And you guys saw, again, in the Shallontrage, when I first started, I would cry after every shift. I mean, like sob, ugly sob in my car because what I was feeling was shame. It was also difficult because I was very unaccustomed to that feeling. And I'm like, oh, this is unbearable. But it was good. I needed to feel that a little bit to be like, you're fine, honey. Oh, you have emails to answer? Shut up, girl. You're fine. You're fine. We want to just, shame is a layover. Okay, it's not our destination. We touch down, get a little snack at the shame kiosk here in the shame airport, and then we're getting back on that plane and we're leaving, and we're going to the gratitude destination. This metaphor is getting away from me, but you know what I mean. It's not where we need to stay. And how we avoid staying there is we stay in motion. We fill our lives with things that light us up and bring us back into alignment. Chapel doesn't sound like she's a very aligned person. She doesn't, I keep going back to this, but in 10 years, like you didn't put any systems in place, apparently, that are like fame proof. I'm doing a new TV show. I've like teased it a little bit. I want to tell you guys so much more about it, but I can't yet. But I'm hoping and expecting this show to blow up. I'm hoping to kind of launch into a different level of fame. And I know that if and when that happens, I have systems in my life that will be fame proof. Mindset practices, meditation practices, just how much I read and how I carve out time for reading, volunteering, like my routine with my family and friends. I play tennis, I do Pilates. Like these are things that belong to me and no one is going to take away. That's gratitude tip number 1. A routine that is just for you, that pleases you, that lights you up inside. It's part of your happy list, like Laura St. John, our mindset coach. Join and try her materials and her teachings at the link down below. There's a free 7-day course just to dip your toe and see if you like it. Try it. That's a Laura St. John tip, your happy list. I'm constantly aligning to my happiness, okay? And when I'm in that positive vibration, I mean, it sounds cliche, but the glass becomes half full. You're looking at the donut, you're not looking at the hole. The second way you cultivate gratitude is by being radically transparent with yourself in terms of growth. You are willing to learn. We cannot change what happens in this life, but we can change what it means. And I talk all the time about the difference between pain and suffering. I'm dealing with it now. Again, if you're in the Shallontrage, you have literally watched me cry about this in the last 2 weeks with my breakup. The pain is what happens. The pain is the breakup. Let's talk Chapel. The pain is, I'm so famous, everybody knows my face. Sure, Jan. That I can't do all these things that I used to love to. That I can't just be anonymous anymore. Okay, that's the pain. Yeah, that's a loss. You can't go to Target. I love Target. I would cry if I couldn't go to Target. The suffering for me and my breakup is I deserved this. I'm unlovable. I want to kill him and I don't believe that this is possible. I deserved this. I'm unlovable. I'm so stupid. It's the story we attach to it. Chapel's story. So my story was an inward victim narrative. It turned in, right? That's not a victim narrative that anybody else is going to be a part of. Her victim narrative turns outward. And again, this is how you know you're dealing with a manipulator. Just a truly sad person turns it inside. A manipulator turns it outside. Her story is, I am being attacked. This is so unfair to me. Everyone is against me. I hate everyone. Instead of just being like, damn, I can't go to Target anymore. Okay, that sucks. She is using this as a weapon. Not on our watch, sweetheart. You sell that crazy somewhere else. Got it? But listen, it's human nature to put a story on things because we're trying to find meaning. We're trying to find, therefore, control. If I can figure out what this meant, I can figure out my part in it. I can reduce the risk of this happening again. I can have some power back. Okay? Who doesn't want power after they go through a breakup? Who doesn't want to feel powerful when they feel like the whole world is dictating where they can go and where they can't? All right, here's some better stories. You're going through a breakup, instead of being like, I'm so stupid. Here's a story. This rejection was protection. This went belly up because I am meant for something else. I am going to learn from this. I don't know what that lesson is right now, but just believing, just putting my faith in the fact that one day I will feel a lesson. One day this might make sense. One day I will get some clarity from this. I don't have to know what the clarity is. I don't have to know what the lesson is. I don't have to see it. Just being able to believe that there will be clarity, that's the win. That is the win. The clarity, yeah, sure, that would be a win. Just having the faith that there's going to be clarity, girl, that's the win. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. If you're going to attach a story to something, why are you making it a bad story? Why are you making it a bad story? Well, I don't feel worthy. We're going to work on that. But Chappell's motivation is different. She's attaching a bad story because she is out to manipulate people. She's after power. Okay, you're after power. Cool. Who doesn't want power? I love power. I'm a warlord. But let's put a different spin on this, Chapel. You know what? I can't go to Target because everyone knows me. Oh my God. Everyone knows me? So everyone's listening to me? Okay. I'm going to tell them about this dog rescue in my hometown. And I'm going to do a fundraiser for that dog rescue. And when I do a show, I'm going to ask everyone to bring $5 extra to donate to the local food bank or a bag of beans or something like that. Nothing they could throw on stage. No projectiles. Wait a minute. I lost Target. I lost getting bed bugs at my favorite vintage store. Thrifting. Okay. I lost Target, but I could gain power. I mean, I could make real change in this world. Imagine if I was able to fund the classrooms of my elementary school. Sweetheart, if you want power, you have the opportunity for power. But that takes work. You would rather lay there and be like, I'm depressed. Oh, give me power over you. That sickens me. People like that sicken me. They sicken me. And what sickens me more is that anyone is buying it. Well, I'm not. I understand power in a way that Chappell Roan will never. I wield power in a way that Chappell Roan will never. Even if I stay only this like baby famous and she gets mega famous, it doesn't matter. I am a vastly more powerful person because I know what boundaries actually look like. They're quiet. Confidence is quiet. All right. I never want to think of myself as a victim. And when I do, when I'm like, I deserve this, I'm stupid, I am like, ugh, I'm like physically disgusted with myself. And that disgust helps propel me out of that victim narrative. I have also, like we said, this is a recap right now. I have put systems in place to get me out of that victim narrative. Girl, you got tennis, you got Pilates, you got the food bank, you got dinner with your friends, you got a dog walk. You got shalligators to talk to. Come on. There's no time to die. I lean into those pressures. I lean into those priorities because I know I have put those in place for a reason in my life. They are scaffolding that is holding me up when I can't hold myself up. My systems hold me up. My mindset practice. All of these group chats I'm on with you girls from trips or like my meditation group and positive intelligence and all this stuff, I go back to those. I reinvest in those because I don't want to feel like a loser, and Chappell Roan does. Tell me what you think about Chapel. Am I going like way too hard on her? Every time I think I am, I go back to the fact that she's had a record deal for 10 years. And then I'm like, no, sorry, this whole, what? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Sorry you didn't use that time effectively. That's no one's problem but yours. Don't turn it around on your fans who are paying your bills. Drives me crazy. It's so incredibly ungrateful. People could be listening to a million things. They could be spending their hard-earned money anywhere. The fact that they're putting any of their attention and time and effort and money into you, and you call those people creepy? Good luck, babe. You're gonna need it. All right, Shalligators, like I said, if you want to travel with me or stay in the loop about the trips, click the link down below, enter your email, no spam. I'm just going to keep you guys updated in a few weeks when we launch some new trips. I'm so excited. One is going to be happening, I think, in February, so it's going to be coming up pretty soon. And follow me on Instagram, and you can see what a Shalligator trip is all about. It's best friendiness, glam, luxury, history, culture, me, vibes, photography, pasta, men, tight pants. It's all of the above. All right, Shalligators, I will see you later, and I'll see you next time. Mwah!